Hi, I'm Deborah Jones from myembroiderymentor.com. I keep getting a lot of questions about how to embroider baby onesies, and some of the methods I see just couldn't possibly give great results. So I want to show you how I hoop a baby onesie, and I think once you see how easy it is to actually put it in the hoop, that's going to guarantee you much better embroidery results. I'm going to be hooping a size 0 to 3 months baby onesie, and this is the smallest size you're going to ever have to deal with, so if I can hoop this one, you can too. I'm using a 4-inch embroidery hoop for a brother or baby lock machine, and this hoop is going to fit on this onesie, believe it or not, and give us a full embroidery area. I'm using a no-show mesh stabilizer, and this will work fine if you're experienced with hooping, and we of course want to have it fit completely in the hoop. But if you're new and you're less experienced with hooping, I recommend that you use a traditional non-woven cutaway stabilizer, and you always use a cutaway stabilizer with anything that stretches. So I'm going to use the mesh myself. If you don't have as much experience and you're not fully comfortable with this lightweight stabilizer type, use the traditional non-woven. It softens up nicely after laundering. So the first step is to insert the hoop through the neck opening. In other words, the hardware that attaches to the machine will be extending from the neck opening. Now, you may not have this particular style of hoop, but in my experience, it's generally going to give you the most embroidery area to have this extending from the top. Then I'm going to insert my stabilizer in the proper direction to fully cover the hoop. And next, I'm going to place the inner ring into the outer ring. I have to move these little lap shoulder seams so that they don't get into my hoop, and I'm just placing this as closely as I can to the neck opening, but keeping the neck seam out of the hoop. And I insert the inner ring, recess it slightly if your hoop allows that, and I've got the stabilizer completely into the hoop. I check the back always to make sure of that, and you can see it's nice and taut as it should be. Now we're going to take it to the machine, but first I'm going to pull the onesie around the hoop and through the neck opening so that I can get it into the machine. Now you might wonder, Deborah, how is that going to let me embroider? And this may be the reason that you have shied away from hooping your onesies. But now we'll go to the machine and I'll show you just how you handle that. Go ahead and slide the onesie onto the arm of the machine. Spread the fabric out a bit. I'm going to pull this side and use a binder clip and hold this out of the way during the embroidery process. So we have to stay by the machine when using this method because you don't want any of these little spots where we have contained the onesie to get unhooked or unhitched and create a problem. So you can see with our 3 binder clips, we have the baby onesie with a wide open embroidery area. I'm going to trace my 3-inch monogram frame. And as you see, my hoop stayed nice and flat and level. The clips did not obscure anything on the actual embroidery head itself, and we're ready to stitch. If you like this tip, be sure to look at my DVD series available right here at Anne the Grand with lots of tips on hooping, stabilizing, and more.